Hello chess lovers, Sicilian here, and in today's video we're going to take a look at round 1 game from FIDE Grand Swiss 2021 tournament. American chess grandmaster Fabiano Caruana is playing with the white pieces and his opponent is Russian chess grandmaster Maksim Chigaev. Caruana opened up with e4, to which Chigaev answered with Sicilian defense. A bold decision, of course. In round 1, Chigaev goes for Sicilian against Caruana himself, and thus he's demonstrating that he is not looking for a peaceful play. All he wants is a battle. And then, after knight c3, he enters the sharp variations of Najdorf variation. Against Najdorf, Caruana is choosing Adam's attack, preparing kingside advance. e6, g4, h6. Black is stopping g5. After g5, he can trade off the pawns, but playing bishop e7 is also pretty much playable. This is also a popular line. In the game after g4, we have h6. And a3, a rare move. Usually white is either playing bishop g2 or bishop e3, but already on move 8 by playing a3, Caruana is sidestepping the main theoretical battle. A waiting move with which in future is preventing any b5, b4 moves. And yeah, at the moment this is somewhat a waiting strategy. At the same time, a good way of avoiding theoretical battle. Bishop e7, bishop e3, knight c6, rook g1, and knight d7. g5 was not a lethal threat, of course black could allow it, but decided to open up the diagonal for the bishop. Bishop e2 and g5. So by occupying the g5 square himself, black is preventing in future any possible g5 moves. But soon we will see that by playing rook h1, h4, white will manage to open up the h file, and this is probably even worse. White is managing to get again a very nice piece play. Stockfish recommends rook b8. If queen d2, then black can go for an exchange on d4 and then play b5. In the game after bishop e2, we have g5. Queen d2, knight e5, white castled, b5, h4. Yeah, white goes for a breakthrough on the king side, and it's not that clear where is black going to put his king. Bishop b7. In case of g takes h4, f4 is winning. If here, then f5, yeah, white is getting a crushing advantage. And by the way, probably you have already guessed that in here, bishop takes h6 is not good because of rook takes h6. And then in the end of the day, there is this bishop g5 check. Yeah, when castling queenside and organizing an attack like this, you have to keep an eye on moves like bishop g5. After h4, we have bishop b7, h takes g5, h takes g5, rook h1. Yeah, now white will try to intrude inside the opponent's camp by using the h file. White is both putting pressure on g5 and also is doubling up his rooks. Already rook h8 was the threat, that's why black covered that square. f3, queen e7. Knight b6 is an alternative, threatening knight c4. If b3, then d5. Yeah, this could really give black a nice counterplay. Instead, we have a passive looking queen e7 move, king b1, knight c4. An exchange on c4 followed, b3, rook c8, and at this point Caruana made a very interesting decision and he played knight d5. These type of moves are very common to Sicilian. We have seen lots of games when you are sacrificing your knight on d5, but those were slightly different positions, We still had rooks on the first rank. By sacrificing the knight on d5, you are both securing yourself another nice outpost for your knight on f5, and at the same time, in many cases, you are getting a chance of opening up the e file and harassing black king further. Black accepted the piece sacrifice. Yeah, this is really very interesting. I like that knight d5 move, although it's not like that after knight d5 you have a crushing advantage, you know. But of course for black it's really difficult to hold this position. Yeah, black has to be very accurate, something which is really very difficult to do. By luring away black queen, white won the pawn on g5, made some progress on the queen side, and now with queen h2 white is hitting on d6. I really like this square for the queen. Really nice move, right? Knight d5, black neutralized the threat, and this time we have rook h6. So this is a critical moment where Chigaev finally made a mistake and played rook g6, which is losing. Better was putting the knight on g6 and giving up the pawn at the same time allowing a fork. But believe me, from a human perspective, going after this line is not an easy task. This is a line suggested by the engine, and the king takes c5, but according to Stockfish, this is really good for black. Reminds me of Petrosian's game against Kasparov, when again his king appeared on c5 and he even managed to win that game. Do you remember it? Yeah, but instead after rook h6 we have rook g6, so black decided to keep the extra material, but this is not good. This is really not good, and soon black will pay a high price for it. There comes queen f4, and white is not only protecting the bishop, but at the same time is opening up the h file for the rook. Knight f3. In here, f6 could allow black to put tough resistance. Another missed opportunity for Chigaev. But after queen f4 we have knight takes f3, after which black's position goes down quickly. D takes e4, queen e3, bishop g7, queen a7. Yeah, I really like how Caruana is finding some aggressive squares for his queen. First that queen h2 was good, then some maneuvers in here, and then queen a7. Yeah, really a good game by Caruana. Queen takes b7, rook d8, rook h7, and now it's time for the rook. Finally, white rook is also intruding inside the opponent's camp, and so this was the final move in the game, right? Yeah, after this move, resignation followed. If you move your bishop, you can get checkmated, and if you don't, you will just lose it, right? Yeah, you will just lose a piece. Also, again, there will be a threat of queen f7 check. I just can't see any good continuations for black. If here, then check, and then you can even get checkmated, right? Yeah, that's why after rook h7 it's really a good idea to resign. So this is it, dear chess lovers. Hope that you enjoyed the game. We will keep on following this interesting tournament. More games are coming. Stay with my channel, and in the end a chess puzzle where the task is to win with the black pieces. As usual, we'll wait for your answer in the comment section. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in my next video.